Good morning, dear students. This chapter is made for the BSc second year, semester 3rd, according to the SRT MUN Nanded syllabus. The chapter name is the phase equilibria. The phase equilibria is relevant to the heterogeneous system. A heterogeneous system is defined as the system consisting of number of phases in equilibrium. The number of phases that can exist together at equilibrium depends on the condition of the temperature, pressure and concentration of the phases. The relationship of all the heterogeneous equilibria was given by the Willard-Gibbs. That equation is F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where C is the number of components, P is the number of phases, solid, liquid or gases, and 2 is the constant. First of all, we will see about what is the phase. A phase may be defined as any part of the system which is homogeneous, means all is homogeneous, means having the same uniform pattern, and separated from one another and separated from other parts of the system by a distinct boundary, means these phases can be separated mechanically or picked up by the hands easily, and physically and chemically different from the other parts of the system, means physically they are distinct, one phase is different from the other part by chemically and physically, and it is mechanically separated from the other parts of the system. In explanation, we will see how the phases can be distinguished or can be seen. In water system, the three phases are present, that is ice, liquid water and water vapors. In a miscible gases and miscible liquids constitutes one phase, that is oxygen plus CO2 mixture contains only one phase, that is a gaseous mixture, means they cannot be identified separately. The two solids and two immiscible liquids have the two phases. When the two solids which can distinctly seen and the two immiscible liquids like water and petroleum, these are the two immiscible liquids, have the two phases, and two solids, suppose one solid is of wooden and other solid is of iron or lead, this solid can be identified, means they have the two phases. The different solids have the different phases. The second definition is the components. The number of components of a system at equilibrium is defined as the smallest number of the independent variables constituted by which composition of each phase present can be expressed directly or in the form of the chemical equation. The explanation is the water system consists of the equilibrium of ice, water and vapors. Ice have the H2O formula, water have also the H2O formula, and water vapors are also having the H2O formula, means we can identify the molecular formula or symbol of that phase. This system consists of one component, that is H2O. This composition of every phase directly expressed as H2O. The sulfur system consists of the four phases, that is monoclinic sulfur, rhombic sulfur, liquid sulfur, sulfur vapors. Although they have the four phases, they can be represented by only one symbol, that is S. The decomposition of calcium carbonate is also having the two components. The first component is the calcium oxide and second one is the calcium carbonate. This can be seen by the reactions. The degree of freedom is denoted by the F. The degree of freedom or the variance of a system is the smallest number of variable factors, that is temperature, pressure and concentration of the components, which must be arbitrarily fixed in order that condition of the system may be defined. Example, ice water vapor system. In this system there are three phases, ice, water and vapors of one component H2O. These three phases can coexist in equilibrium at a one temperature under one particular pressure. Any variable in the temperature or pressure, one phase may disappear out of these three phases. Therefore, will destroy the system. This system has no degree of freedom, or in other words it is invariant. It can be seen by the formula F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where C means number of components, that is H2O is one symbol, P means number of phases, there are three phases, solid, liquid and gas phase, plus 2 is a constant, it will get minus 2, this minus 2 and this plus 2 gets cancel and we will get here the 0. the water vapor system. In this system consists of the two phases, that is one component system and having the two phases. It follows that if the temperature is fixed, vapor pressure is also fixed. It means fixing pressure fixes the temperature. The system has only 1 degree of freedom, that is called univariant, and F we will get as 1. For the gases, in order to define the system completely, any two factors out of pressure, volume and temperature must be fixed. Thus gas has a 2 degree of freedom, that is bivariant. F is equal to 2. This is an example of one component system, that is water system. This is the phase diagram of the water system. If we will see clearly the phase diagram of the water system, you can distinctly see the three curves. This is the one curve, this is the another curve, and this is the third curve. Here we can see the three area. This area is of one phase, this another area is of liquid water phase, and this area is of other vapor phase. The first curve is curve OA. Here is curve OA. Along this curve OA, that curve is called vapor pressure curve. Along this curve, two phases are in equilibrium. In upper side there is water, and in the lower side there is a vapors. And we can see here that there is a degree of freedom is 1. The curve OB, this curve OB is also called as sublimation curve. This sublimation curve is having the two phases. The upper side there is a solid ice, and in the lower side there is a vapor phase. Here we can see the curve. This curve, with increase in the temperature and pressure, it will get converted into the liquid water at point O. The third curve is curve OC. Here you can see the curve OC is here. This curve is also called as melting point curve. In that curve there are two phases in equilibrium. One is solid ice and another is liquid water. This curve is inclined at the left side. This indicates that with increase in the pressure, with increase in the temperature, pressure is decreased. The three areas are there below AOB. Below AOB, this is the A, this is the O, this is the B. This contains only one phase, that is liquid water, and here degree of freedom is 2. The other area is BOC. Here is B in the lower side. Here you can see here B, O, and this is the C. It contains only the solid phase, solid ice, and having the degree of freedom is equal to 2. The third area is COA. This is the C, this is the O, this is the A. It contains the liquid water, and below AOB, this below AOB area contains the water vapors. It is also having the degree of freedom is equal to 2. The triple point O. Here is the triple point O. Here we can see here that triple point O is having the temperature 0.0098 degrees centigrade and pressure is 4.58 atmospheric pressure. Here is also one temperature is there at point A, 374 degrees centigrade, and pressure is 218 atmospheric pressure. At this point, whole water is converted into the water vapors. This is all about our water system. These are the three areas. The second is phase diagram of the carbon dioxide system. The phase diagram of carbon dioxide system resembles that of the water system with some differences. It has three distinct areas in which carbon dioxide can exist either as a solid, liquid or the gas. As like water system, you can see here three phases are present. Here is the solid carbon dioxide, and here is the liquid carbon dioxide, and here is the gaseous carbon dioxide. This OC or CB curve is inclined towards the right side only. This is the difference. Here we can see here the first curve is curve AB. This is the curve AB. This curve AB is also called as the sublimation curve. It is having the two phases in equilibrium, upper side solid, lower side gaseous phase. It is also called the sublimation curve. At point B is meet, then there is temperature is minus 57 degrees centigrade and pressure is 5.2 atmospheric pressure. Then second curve is curve BD. This is the curve B and this is the curve D. Here there are two phases in equilibrium. In upper side there is a liquid, in lower side there is a gaseous phase. That curve is also called as vaporization curve. The third curve is curve BC. This is the curve BC which is inclined toward the right side, and this curve is also called as melting point curve. At left hand side there is a solid carbon dioxide, at right hand side there is a liquid carbon dioxide. The areas are CBD. CBD area contains the solid ice and degree of freedom is equal to 2. Along any curve there are two phases in equilibrium and it having the degree of freedom 1. In along any area there is only one phase is present and having the degree of freedom 2. The second area is ABC. Second area is ABC, only contains the solid carbon dioxide, and the second area is CBD. CBD contains the liquid water, and below ABD there is a gaseous phase. The third area is below ABD, and there is also one triple point is present at point B. Means there are three phases in equilibrium, means solid carbon dioxide, liquid carbon dioxide and gaseous carbon dioxide, and its temperature is minus 57 degrees centigrade. The third one component system is phase diagram of the sulfur system. It is one component system comprising the four phases: rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur, sulfur liquid and sulfur vapors. It is a typical example of the one component system exhibiting the solid-solid transformations. The phase diagram of the sulfur system is obtained experimentally by plotting the pressure versus temperature as in the figure. The diagram consists of the 6 stable curves and 4 areas and 3 stable points. This is the phase diagram of the sulfur system. There are having the 6 curves. This is the first curve. This is another curve, this is another curve, this is another curve, this is another curve, and here is again one curve. These areas are having the separate phase. We can see here one by one. Curve BO. This is the first curve is the curve BO. That curve is also called as sublimation curve. This sublimation curve is having the two phases, solid rhombic sulfur, and in the lower side there is a sulfur vapors. And degree of freedom is equal to 1. The second curve is curve OA, that is called the sublimation curve of monoclinic sulfur. The three phases present in the equilibrium along this curve are SM and SV. The curve starts from the point A. Melting point of SM is 120 degrees centigrade and ends at O. The transition temperature of sulfur is 95.5 degree. The curve AE, that is called the vapor pressure curve. It is a vapor pressure curve of liquid sulfur. Two phases present in equilibrium are SL and SV. That is the degree of freedom is 1. The curve OC, that is called the transition curve. Along this curve the two solid phases are in equilibrium, that is SM and SR. The slope of the curve OC is away from the vertical pressure axis, indicating that the transition point is raised by rise of pressure. After point C, monoclinic sulfur is disappeared. The curve AC, that is called the melting point curve. It is the melting point curve of the monoclinic sulfur. It represents the equilibrium between the monoclinic sulfur and the liquid sulfur. The curve is inclined away from the pressure axis, showing that melting point rises with the rise of the pressure. The curve ends at C, beyond which the monoclinic sulfur does not exist. The degree of freedom is 1. The curve CD, this curve represents the equilibrium between the rhombic sulfur and the liquid sulfur and is a metastable melting point curve of rhombic sulfur. The curve OC and AC meets at point C at 155 degrees centigrade and pressure is 1290, 1290 atmospheric pressure. Rhombic sulfur would get crystallized at once, no monoclinic sulfur being formed. The curve passes through a point C. Beyond this point becomes stable. The melting point curve of rhombic sulfur. All curves are having the degree of freedom 1. F is equal to C minus P plus 2. F is equal to 1 minus 2 plus 2. It will get the 1. The areas BOCF. In the area the left of BOCF only SR means rhombic sulfur is present having the degree of freedom 2. The area BOAC. In this below BOAC only SV means sulfur vapor is present having the degree of freedom 2. Area FCAE. In the right side of FCAE SL is present. In area OCA in the region enclosed with OCA is rhombic sulfur. The first area is BOCF. This is the B, this is the B, this is the O, and this is the C, this is the F. It contains only the rhombic sulfur. The second area is FCAE. Here is FCAE. It contains the liquid sulfur. Here is FCAE. This is the second area having only the liquid sulfur and having the degree of freedom is equal to 2. The third area is OCA. OCA is enclosed here area having the monoclinic sulfur having its degree of freedom is equal to 2. Here we can see in the diagram having the 3 triple points. The first triple point is here, point O, having the melting point 95.5. From this point, the rhombic sulfur is converted into the monoclinic sulfur. At this point A is there, the second triple point in which the temperature is 120 degrees centigrade and pressure is 0.025 millimeter. In this point, the monoclinic sulfur is converted into the liquid sulfur. The third triple point is triple point C. Here at triple point C the temperature is 155 degrees centigrade and pressure is 1290 atmospheric pressure. At this point we can convert rhombic sulfur directly into the liquid sulfur without converting it into the monoclinic sulfur. These are the 3 triple points: triple point O, triple point A and triple point C. Now we will moving towards the phase diagram of the 2 component system. Earlier we have seen the 1 component system having the 3 examples. We are moving towards this 2 component system. 2 component system can be defined as a one in which it is possible to express the composition of all the phases in terms of 2 substances. Means composition can we express by the 2 substances or the 2 symbol or the 2 formula. We are using the temperature and composition diagram by keeping pressure as a constant. Such a system are called the condensed system, as the degree of freedom in such a case is reduced by 1 as the pressure is taken as a fixed at 1 atmosphere. We can now write the reduced phase rule equation as F dash is equal to C minus P plus 1. Here is plus 1. We have to look at this plus 1. In 1 component there is plus 2. In 2 component system there is plus 1 as a constant. The first example for 2 component system is the phase diagram of the silver lead system. The various phases possible are the solid lead, solid silver, then molten Ag plus Pb means liquid of Ag plus Pb. The fourth phase is the vapor phase. The phase diagram is drawn taking the temperature and concentration along the axis. The diagram consists of the 2 curves, curve OA, curve OB, and one is having the eutectic point. We can see here the triple point or eutectic point. The first curve is the diagram as usual contains the 2 curve AO. This curve AO is also called as freezing point curve of silver. This curve is having the 2 phases in equilibrium. In this side there is solid silver, and in upper side there is liquid Ag plus Pb. The point A is having the melting point of silver, that is 961 degree centigrade temperature. Here we can see that the silver is present at in this side 100% silver is present and 0% lead is present, and in this side we can see at point B, that is the melting point of the lead having 327 degree centigrade temperature, and here is composition is 0% of silver and 100% of the lead. And another curve is curve BO. This is also called as freezing point curve of lead, having the two phases in equilibrium, solid Pb means lead and liquid Ag plus Pb. The third one is a triple point O. Here is composition, we can see that 2.4% of silver and lead is 97.6%. This is the melting point of silver having 961 degree centigrade temperature. When we add in this silver, pure silver lead, small amount of lead, its melting points gets decreased and it is sloped down and comes to the point O. The same thing is happened here. This is the pure lead having melting point 327 degree centigrade. In that we have to add small amount of the silver. It will also decrease the melting point of our silver and lead. Likewise, we can see here the phase diagram of the silver lead system. Just a minute, we will again prompt here. Here you can see that one dashed line, that is X and Y line, that we will see in the Pattinson's process. In that Pattinson's process also we have to again rewrite this diagram or draw this diagram. Here is again temperature is there 303 degree centigrade. At this temperature both the solids gets melted. Okay, below, when we see about the area, below AO there is only solid Ag is present, below BO there is only solid Pb is present. At this line there is mixture of solid Ag plus Pb. This is the composition that we have to keep in mind. At eutectic point there is composition is Ag is 2.4% and lead is 97.6% and its temperature is 303 degree centigrade. These are the explanation about this. OA is also called a freezing point curve of the silver, and melting point of silver at point A is 961 degree centigrade temperature along the curve. When we add the lead, it goes into the solution. These are all explanation we have seen earlier. The curve BO is also called as freezing point curve. The eutectic point O, at eutectic point O the degree of freedom is equal to 0. Along these two curve the degree of freedom is equal to 1. Here we are having the formula F is equal to C minus P plus 1. C means number of components. There are two components, Ag plus Pb, and number of phases are 2. Along any curve the number of phases are 2, and this plus 2 and minus 2 gets cancelled, and here we will get F is equal to 1, means univariant. Then we will see about the Pattinson's process. In this Pattinson's process we have to again draw the diagram of silver lead system. It is also called the desilverization of the lead. We know that galena is one of the ore which is usually associated with the silver, having the earlier 0.01% of silver, that we have to enrich in this Pattinson's process. When the galena is processed for the extraction of the lead, some traces of silver pass into it, because silver is soluble in the lead some extent. The lead is thus obtained is known as argentiferous lead. The desilverization of lead is easily obtained by AgPb system. The argentiferous lead containing the small percentage, that is 0.01% of silver, is first of all heated to a high temperature, that is above its melting point. Means above its melting point it gets converted into the molten fused mass. That fused mass is suddenly cooled, that is represented by at point X. Means we will see here again diagram. This is the point X. Up to this point we have to make the solution more temperature. By giving the more temperature we will make this solution Ag plus Pb as more molten. By cooling this we will come to this point O. At this point Y. At the point Y, we are separating here. We can see in this. The argentiferous lead contains the small percentage of the silver, is first of all heated to a temperature well above its melting point, so that the system consists of the liquid phase represented by point X. It is then allowed to cool gradually, means we have to gradually cool the solution along the line XY without any change in the concentration till the point Y is reached. Then this is the important point 5. When this point is reached, lead starts separating, means we will get the crystals of the lead that we have to separate out by a spoon or by the cradle process. Will contain the progressive increase in the amount of lead after removing of the silver. After removing of the lead, we will increase the amount of silver. The further cooling shifts the system along the line YO. The lead continues to separate out, means we have to separate the lead from this molten mass after cooling. Separate out by spoon and melts continuously to be reached and richer in the silver till the point O is reached, where alloy contains the 2.4% of the silver, that we can easily separate out this silver which contains the 2.4% of the Ag. The above principle is employed in Pattinson's, which is used in increasing the relative proportions of the silver in the alloy. The phase diagram of the potassium iodide and water system. As the Ki does not form hydrate, the second phase diagram of potassium iodide water system. As the Ki does not form the hydrate, the only phases are possible: solid Ki, then ice, then solution of Ki in water, and fourth is the vapors. The phase diagram consists of the two curves, curve AO and curve BO, as like silver lead system, and triple point O areas above and below the curve AO and BO, as can be seen in the diagram. The curve AO is also called as freezing point curve of water. This curve shows the effect of addition of Ki in freezing point of water. The point A represents the freezing point of water, that is melting point of ice. By gradually addition of Ki to it, freezing point of water lowers and curve AO bends downward. As soon as solution is saturated with respect to the Ki, the lowest temperature is reached at point O. Then further addition of Ki will produce further lowering of the freezing point of the water. The point O corresponds to a concentration of Ki is 52% Ki and 48% of water. It represents the lowest temperature that can be obtained in the system. This is called the eutectic temperature. In this case is called as cryohydric point also. Means that eutectic point or triple point is also called as cryohydric point. All along the curve AO, the two phases, ice and solution, are in equilibrium, neglecting the vapor phase. Therefore, the system is univariant. Means as earlier, along any curve we are getting the degree of freedom is equal to 1. That is univariant. The curve BO is also called as solubility curve of Ki. It represents the effect of temperature on the solubility of solid Ki. It is observed that solubility of Ki increases with the rise of temperature and it is maximum at B, the boiling point of saturated solution. The curve comes to an end before it can touch the 100% of Ki axis. If saturated solution of Ki in water is cooled, Ki separate out and solution becomes dilute, and the curve BO is followed till the point O is reached, where the solution freezes as a whole with fixed composition. Along the curve, the solid Ki and the solution is in the equilibrium and each system is univariant, that is F is equal to 1. The cryohydric point, it is the point where the two curves AO and BO intersects. The three phases, ice, solid salt and solution, are in equilibrium. The system is invariant. Any change in the temperature or composition will causes one of the phase disappear. That's why it is called the invariant or the non-variant. The temperature O corresponds to a definite temperature minus 22 degrees centigrade and composition is 52% of Ki and 48% of water. This is the phase diagram. This is the first curve AO. This is the second curve BO. This is the cryohydric point. This is the freezing point curve of water. This is the solubility curve of Ki, and here is the composition as 52% of Ki and another is 48% of water. This is the minus 22 degree centigrade temperature at point O. This is all about our phase diagram of one component and two component system. The latter part we will see in the